going to determine what services I send to the cloud? How am I going to make those determinations? How am I going to do it quickly?
So, Gautam, how do you respond to that? How do you help this poor, broken man, ex-CIO, about to go in therapy after this? How do you help him work out which services that he moves to the cloud?
Sure, I think the first thing that he needs to do is hire consultants like us. We can really help you. So the first thing that you need to do is hire consultants like us, so that we can actually help you with it, and you don't really need some therapy. But yeah, I think on the more correct side, you're right. I think there are different types of clouds. There are various types of cloud technology platforms, cloud management platforms. What goes behind it, and so on and so forth. Various use cases of the cloud, collaboration platforms, non-production or test kind of environments, which particular applications that need to go to the cloud, and so on and so forth. So I think what really needs to be done is to understand very clearly in terms of what are the different cloud options, what exactly does go behind them, understand very clearly as to what's the kind of strategies that we need to adopt. For example, are those what kind of cloud strategies need to be adopted, say, for scalability. So if you really need quickly to scale, then having a hybrid type of cloud, which would have a private cloud, and then which can, wherever there's an additional capacity that's required, which could actually switch over and into a public cloud and get it augment the capacity that's actually required. Similarly, if it's say for some of the dev and test environments, then how much time exactly that you would require those environments. Are these environments very short-lived? Are they very long-lived? That would determine whether you need to have either a private cloud or a public cloud, whether in-house or outside, and so on and so forth. But having said that, I think to also maybe just to add a thought, in addition to the question that Barry had put in terms of how would it change potentially for us as service management professionals or IT professionals, because quite honestly, I fear that in another 10 to 15 years down the line, quite honestly, there would be no requirement for me. So the way
there'll be no requirement for him.
The scenario is changing so fast that I think from a perspective of technology, specialists and technology people, would there be any requirement for it? So I think going by can't really predict how it would go 10 years down the line, but I think from a cloud perspective, what's happening right now is what's needed is more than a technology solution, also a management solution to it in terms of how exactly it needs to be managed. So
That's my dog.
That's your dog?
That's my dog.
Okay, so look, these guys are doing your job for you. Surely you're happy now. I think, is there anything else that can help you do your job?
Absolutely.
Did you register for this conference? Because you're getting a lot of benefit out of it.
Free. All right, I'm almost convinced, okay? You three have almost convinced me. But, there's one more problem I have. And that is I am absolutely sick and tired of just cutting costs. I'm just asked every week to cut costs. In fact, I was just talking to Tim Sheedy from Forrester and his survey. I told him it's the number one thing.
I saw him tweet on your conversation.
Yeah, him and Glenn O'Donnell. I told him that I'm just sick and tired of staying up all night worrying about the costs, and the business wants me to show value. So tell me how I can show value to the business and help me sleep.
Angela, I'm going to get rid of this guy. He's taking way too much time with the audience. How would you tell him to further do his job? How will he drive value out of adopting cloud services?
Well, you drive value by adopting cloud services by taking a look at those variable costs that Doug talked about. What you're doing here is you're taking the money that the business is giving you in IT and you're spending it wisely. You're not investing it in hardware and software infrastructure that just sits around sometimes unused for maybe days at a time. What you're doing is you're only paying for that aspect of the service that you're actually using at the time that you need it. As they pointed out, if you're having an application that you need 30 servers in order to test, you buy the 30 services at that point, and then you give it up. So what you're doing is you're not cutting costs so much as you're really spending your investment wisely, and you're showing actual return on your value that you can bring back to your CEO, and maybe that's the money that you can put into your bonus check come Christmas time.
I don't think you'll be getting a bonus. Are you writing this down? Because this is gold. So
Chris will be tweeting it. It'll be okay.
Right. So the CIO reports on very